Some coffee's fast, but not fresh. Some coffee's fresh, but only after a long wait. Speedway coffee is made fresh at the push of a button, hot or iced, so you can have fresh coffee your way, right away. Get 2 times the points when you buy any size hot or iced coffee drink with Speedy Rewards.
At Kroger, we know the holiday season is going to be special for everyone. So use the Kroger app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. That way you'll get all the fresh holiday specialties you love at prices that are lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
And now you'll find more ways to save on your favorites. When you download digital coupons, you can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Thank you for calling 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. I would tell you to leave a message, but the truth is, I don't really care. I've had this hotline open for months, and not one of you jokers have what it takes to be famous like me. So leave a message if you want, but don't expect a call back. I've got way more important things to do than to waste my time on losers like Mascarita Sagrada and you all. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Hey there, folks, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 23 of the Grave Consequences podcast, which is, of course, a part of the Social Suplex Podcast Network. My name is Caleb Baldwin. You can follow me on Twitter at IamCalebB. You can follow my co-host, friend, and producer, Greg, at XMaserati. I realized, as we're introing this, we forgot to do the Twitter handle gimmick last time. But I figure, if they've been listening to us for 50 some odd weeks, at least over a year now, that they would know who we are, They're not so confused as to like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't really think anyone follows me anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But hey, Season 2, Episode 23, the working title, Phoenix, Dragon, and Spaceman.
Yeah, I want to change that. Oh, you like it?
No, you can change it. If you come up with something better, I don't care, dude.
Yeah, we had to get rid of the previous name, so I'm not sure what we should call it next. So maybe if we don't come up with anything organically, we'll just go with what they said.
Yeah, maybe we will. Who knows? But hey, folks, also check out the Eddie and Caleb's HeroCast every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite. That is, of course, me and another buddy of mine talking about hero movies, doing reviews, that sort of thing. Good stuff.
I feel bad for you guys because you guys are going through people think of the good superhero movies, but they always forget about the thousands of shitty superhero movies because there's a lot.
Yeah, this is a diamond in the rough situation, and it always has been.
People don't remember the bad. Oh, did you watch? I have dementia, so I probably ask you this every time, like 50 First Dates. But have you seen The Spirit yet?
No, we are getting there.
Oh my God, I can't wait for you to sit through that turd.
Do you want to join us on that one, buddy?
I will not watch that again.
Okay,
it is that bad.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Because we're pretty close to that. We're in 2008. We're about to record Hellboy 2, and then I think we got Dark Knight coming up. But
Hellboy 2 is great. I love Hellboy.
Yeah, 2. Hellboy 2 was a pretty good time. That being said, let's see. We did the Twitter handle gimmick. We did the. Oh, by the way, it is once again. It's November 13, Saturday. This is the second part of our 2-part recording. Have a good December 2nd.
And remember, fuck the Eternals.
Yes, the Eternals. It was mid. It was very forgettable.
Did they fight a giant CGI crap fest at the end?
Kind of, sort of.
Yep.
Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, whatever. Enough about the Eternals. We're getting right into it. El Conjunto Nuevo Hola plays us in. And after that, Matt Stryker and Vampiro tell us that at Ultima Lucha Dos, the trios titles will be defended by the Worldwide Underground. Of course, that is Johnny Mundo, Jack Evans, and PJ Black. Had to think there for a second. They're being defended against who I have dubbed the Lucha Friends. They are Drago, Phoenix, and Aerostar.
Oh, that's the title.
What's that? What's the title? Lucha Friends?
The Lucha Friends.
That's great. That's great. But hey, and they've also announced what we already knew from last week's episode: Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio. Again, that's your main event. Whether or not it goes on last, that's your main event. But hey, our first match of the night: King Cuerno versus Mil Muertes. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to see a finish, or if it does, it's not the end."
No, and it was. They had a lot of work to do to bring, because Cuerno has been strong and he's had good wins over, like, I think Mundo and even
he beat Mundo,
Phoenix. I think even Puma, maybe.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. He pinned Puma, I think, in like a trios match or something.
Yes, stuff like that. But he's had wins. But Mil, despite how much it hurt seeing him lose to Matanza the first time I watched, he's not that damaged. No, he's not that hurt. So they had to do quite a little bit of work to make it kind of believable because he's still a monster for Cuerno to be able to beat him. Yeah.
And you mentioned it last week, the red contacts. He's got the red contacts. He's got a new mask on. Like, it's like, he died, but he
got better.
Yeah, exactly. Which is your biggest fear.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like if Michael started working out.
See Michael Myers doing CrossFit and shit. Although if he was doing CrossFit, I wouldn't be super worried because I know he'd be injured within a week.
It's true.
But Cuerno spends this match working as the Hunted.
Yeah, it's always and I do like his matches. As I said before, it's always like a predator versus prey type of match, and I like that dynamic, and I like the psychology of how they tell it. And this was the story of the hunter, being chased by his prey and trying to set traps and this. And there was one interesting part where he's doing the dive he does, the arrow from hell, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Well, the camera work made it look like they showed him aiming it, and then they showed the camera panning on Mil. But it kind of focused on Katrina, so it made it look like he was aiming for Katrina with his arrow, which would be a smart thing for the hunter to do because she's the thing that brought him back. He was dead.
Yeah,
you can't. Exactly. Mil's always going to come back as long as she's there, and wants him back. So that was interesting camera work. I don't know if it was on purpose, but I liked it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And another thing, I'm glad you mentioned the arrow from hell because for some reason, the referee was doing the count, but he was doing it outside the ring, like right next to Mil Muertes, even though he's never done that before. It's like a Deus Ex Machina, and it was purely just for the ref bump.
It was, he was out there, and I was like, oh, is the ref getting bumped? Because I did notice that. I was like, why is the ref outside? The ref doesn't need to be outside.
No, you can count from inside the ring. You always do.
There's a few, I don't know if it was this episode, and maybe it was a few episodes too, but the announcers, as we've said, we've tuned them out just because we hear them a lot, not anything terrible. But they make little quips about how blind Marty is and, how incompetent he is. And I think promotions should start doing that, not making refs outright heels, but playing up the fact that refs suck in wrestling.
Exactly. Like every now and again, and I watched plenty of baseball playoffs this year, but like you noticed how even like the most seasoned officials can be they can make errors, but like they can make horrendous errors like in the field, behind the plate, and it's ridiculous. And announcers might kind of like, got the call there, and they might say that sort of thing rather than saying like, oh my God, that's terrible. They're not going to say that because umpires are 10-ply. Whereas wrestling officials don't have a union. So who are we going to piss off? You? We can replace you, buddy.
Yep. And they do it, but they could do, there's no reason wrestling can't do new and innovative things with, the refs. Because they're basically playing up to the thing of refs being blind. Like in a cartoon, like an old Bugs Bunny cartoon, you'd see the ref with the big black glasses and a cup full of pens.
Yep.
I don't know where those details came from. Probably some old timey movie, but they could play into how stupid the refs are.
Yeah.
More often.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. If I could make an MLB analogy, Marty Elias, and we'll see it later on in the main event, but Marty Elias is like the Angel Hernandez of wrestling. A few of you out there will appreciate that, I'm sure. But hey, the referee gets knocked down. Slowly coming to. Cuerno hits Mil Muertes with a chair, but it's Mil. He's back from the dead. He's better than ever. Mil nails Cuerno with a chair, but ultimately Cuerno counters an attack, sends Mil into the chair in the corner that Mil had set up. Cuerno then rolls up Mil Muertes with a victory roll, leverage and tights pulled for the pin, and King Cuerno gets the win and runs out of there like he just stole something, because he did.
And and sometimes this can go badly and still make someone look weak, but I think it would excuse me, it was a good bridge, because you just can't have a wrestler just all of a sudden, for the most part. You can, but it's hard to do. You can't just have a wrestler all of a sudden become better.
Yeah.
And this is a nice way. Sometimes when a heel wrestler is like a lower card, you kind of have them get higher by stealing their way to the top. And then you have a match where they show their endurance, and that's kind of like surprises the fans. Like, oh crap, he's kicking out of this stuff now. Is he really belong up here? So this is a good stepping point to bring Cuerno to the top. I think so. I forget how it pays off, but it didn't feel like a cheap roll up, even though it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a corny roll up. It was like, oh, he used leverage. He was holding the tights. I think he was holding the rope too. Like, he's a hunter. He trapped them. Made sense.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It makes sense. After this, we see Dario in his office with Taya and Ivelisse. He says he's impressed by both ladies, and as such, he knows they have beef, and they're going to face each other at Ultima Lucha Dos to determine who's the baddest. And then he waits on Ivelisse to say bitch in the building. And Dario eventually says the baddest lady in the building, because Dario, for everything he is, he's chivalrous. He's a gentleman, you know.
Yeah, you don't really like, even it's, you don't always want to, you don't it would be a weird thing for him, even in in what was it, 2017?
Yeah, 16.
2016, it still would have been kind of a rough thing to say to a woman, to her face, like you're the baddest bitch. Like, you just, unless you really know someone and they laugh at it, but like that would have been rough. But like, the one note I put down was that if Ivy beats Taya, I'm gonna riot, because I've been very clear of my praise of Taya. Like, she belonged in her match with Cage. Gender didn't matter. She took all those slams. She dished out some offense, and it was believable offense. It wasn't where Cage is swinging and missing like a ogre. Like, every Ivelisse match is like the guys can't connect. All of a sudden, they're slow and stupid.
Yep.
It's I think rewatching this made me like kind of just not like Ivelisse.
Oh man. So after that, Ivelisse is leaving, and Katrina says good luck, and Evie says, I didn't forget about you. I'll deal with you later. Katrina moves on, immediately demands a rematch for Mil Muertes with King Cuerno, and Dario's like, what are you doing making demands? I'm the proprietor. And then she tickles this violence bone. She says, King Cuerno, Mil Muertes in a death match.
They're the type that have hate sex with each other.
What's that now?
They're the type that have hate sex with each other.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Katrina leaves the room out of thin air because she's a spirit.
She's like damn near ghost. They should splice a clip of her disappearing. And you remember Thor Ragnarok, where Korg runs and kicks the wall and goes, "Piss off, ghost." I always chuckle because I always think of that when she teleports away.
Good stuff. After that, we had Prince Puma versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. This is like a warm-up for Ultima Lucha Dos for both men, actually. And Prince Puma, he's working Rudo here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's very aggressive. He is bigger, and he's more powerful.
For the one standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them, we are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Kroger, we know the holiday season is going to be special for everyone. So use the Kroger app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. That way you'll get all the fresh holiday specialties you love at prices that are lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
And now you'll find more ways to save on your favorites. When you download digital coupons, you can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
And he looks great. This is one of the matches where he looks better than all the other matches he's in.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moves. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say Azteca looked good too. He played out of his depth. He played up to his competition.
Yeah, and even though he lost, like that's kind of good because you kind of have to build him down a little bit. For Black Lotus. And that's not criticizing her talent because I don't remember, but the audience has never seen her wrestle, so she's a nobody to everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not like she's a name coming from a different promotion.
She's just the angry, silent Asian lady. Like, that's all they've seen of her.
That's all. The stupid, angry Asian lady. That's all she is. Is gullible and stupid, and she killed her own master.
Yeah, she did. At the advice of the man who kidnapped her.
It's Stockholm.
Or the second man to kidnap her, rather.
She gets kidnapped a lot, so she's not a good ninja.
No.
Well, so they had to build him down.
Yep.
And one of my favorite moves, though, was Dragon Azteca was on the turnbuckle. And Puma sweeps him by pulling one of his legs.
Yep.
And then before he hits the ground, turns it into a blue thunder bomb, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It was wild. But yeah, Puma proved to be too much, and the 630 gets the win. The best move in wrestling, like bar none.
It's great. It's one of the best. It is definitely one of the best because I don't know how you time that to land the same way.
Yeah, I have no idea. Dario has 4 luchadors in the ring: Son of Havoc, Cage, the Mac, and Tejano, and he has a message for them. Apparently, Ultima Lucha Dos is going to start early this year because it is going to start next week. And that will start the Unique Opportunity Tournament, or as he is calling it, for a unique opportunity. And I love this because Dario explained the joke. He explained the pun. It's like, you see, it's because there's 4 of you.
It was helpful because I was lost.
Yeah, but you are kind of stupid.
No doubt.
Dario then says, like, hey, why don't you guys get a jump start on each other, like, right now? And they do. And they brawl around for a couple of minutes rather. And who stands tall at the end but my boy Cage?
Hey, how many episodes are in this season?
There are 26.
So is Ultima Lucha Dos 3 episodes?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is 3 episodes. It's 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's why I wanted us to record, with an odd episode at the end of each session for that reason.
Do we want to take a break during the holidays then?
Yeah, I thought that was the plan.
Yeah, okay. It might have been, but I don't remember things, so.
So we do this comes out on the 2nd. The 9th we do the first part, the 16th we do the second part, and the 23rd we do the final part, and then probably come back first week of February.
Oh, you want to take 2 months off?
Well, a month and a half, or 5 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Awesome.
Are we that far ahead where it's going to be landing in December? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just mapped it out for you, buddy.
Yep. No, it's cool. No, I need that help.
Yeah.
With my brain problems.
Again, you are kind of stupid, but that's life. But yeah, my boy Cage clears out the ring. So go home math, as Steven Larson would explain it to you, tells you he probably won't win the tournament, just, off conventional wisdom.
No, it's if you've watched wrestling, he's not.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see. Next up, our main event of the evening, and this match was fire. It was in Fuego. Phoenix versus Johnny Mundo. What can I say about this match? It's just awesome, awesome stuff. And the finish they went with, it's like I was so pissed, but I'm like, that's the point, man. That's the point.
Johnny Mundo and Phoenix went out there and they did what they were supposed to do. They built interest. They kept Phoenix strong. They kept Mundo like that's the good thing of a heel is a capable but lesser person.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to find a way to win outside the rules, and he did.
Yeah,
and they kept them all looking. Everyone looks the faces look strong, and the heels look treacherous enough for that not to matter.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And the finish came when Phoenix landed a top rope Spanish fly. That is like when the way he was on the rope, he had to transition twice over. And the way he's like, I know they call Grand Metalik the king of the ropes, but like Phoenix is the real king of the ropes. Like, come on, man.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The way he transitioned to that Spanish fly. He hits the Spanish fly in the middle of the ring, and Taya immediately distracts the referee after she pulls out a belt. Johnny Mundo then grabs the belt and comes to, hits Rey Fenix with it, and Johnny steals the win. And Matt Striker even sounded dejected. And he explained, he's like, yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like, I know we're supposed to be unbiased, but like, after everything we saw, to see a match end so cheap, it's just very upsetting.
Yeah, and that was definitely a shot at WWE at the time. I guarantee it was. I know it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they do it too.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, Lucha Underground does it, WWE does it. Like, it's a sad reality in a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, it's when you do it too much. There's people get caught up in like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's like, no, it's not 1-to-1. It's just there's a balance.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where a draw match is fine. If anything, better. There's some times where a cheap heel win is needed. You just can't go crazy with, everyone always losing cheaply. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's like, and whatever, maybe I'll get heat for this, but no, by the time this comes out, it may not matter. Most of the Kenny Omega title run. Very interference laden. You can't disagree, sir.
Yeah, I'll agree. Yeah. But still a good run. I like Kenny as champ.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Yeah. Either way. After that, the rest of the Worldwide Underground comes out and they start beating up on Phoenix. It's 4-on-1. The rest of the Lucha friends come out. It's 4-on-3, and one guy's just been through hell. Like, you're outmatched, man. You're trying to keep up, but you can't. And then Ivelisse comes out and she evens the odds, and they seemingly have Johnny Mundo in a compromising position on his own, and he bails out of there. But hey, we forgot about Taya. And of course, Taya is the last person in the ring with all the technicos.
She always is.
Yeah, exactly. She's definitely the heater. She's the heater of heaters, man.
She's good, though.
Absolutely, she is. Absolutely. Taya gets left in the ring alone, like I mentioned, and they just toss her out. They keep it pretty. I don't know. They keep it. They don't go too hard on her. You know what I'm saying? They kind of throw her out with some force, but like that's about it.
Oh, it could have been much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been much worse before. And that is our episode, and we are going to grade that. But before we do that, I want to recap the Ultima Lucha Dos card. First off, we've got for a unique opportunity tournament, we have got these 4 luchadors in some form of action here. We've got the Mac, Tejano, Cage, and Son of Havoc. A match to determine the baddest bitch in the building, Taya versus Ivelisse. In a death match, we've got Mil Muertes versus King Cuerno. We've also got El Dragon Azteca Jr. versus the Black Lotus. And what is the true main event of Ultima Lucha Dos, we've got Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio. For the trios titles, we've got the Worldwide Underground, Johnny Mundo, PJ Black, Jack Evans versus the Lucha Friends, Phoenix, Drago, and Aerostar. For the Gift of the Gods, we have got Nightclaw facing Daga, Marty the Moth, Siniestro de la Muerte, Killshot, the Mariposa, and Sexy Star. And for the Lucha Underground Championship, we have got Matanza versus Pentagon Jr. What a card.
It's loaded. They got some of their best things. They're redoing a match.
Yeah.
Which is questionable.
I will say this, not having Pentagon on either this episode or the last episode is certainly an interesting choice. Like, there's not a lot of meat on the bone here, you know?
No, because they're redoing a match.
Yeah.
They already did. And the way he got it was being thrown into a tournament fairly last second and winning it, which is fine. You can do it sometimes. It's not the end of the world. And yes, it's happened before, and I've been fine of it. It frankly happened with Hangman, and I'm okay with it.
Yep.
But even that, and my criticism with that is they haven't built Hangman up enough. And I'm for Hangman. Like, I'm not one of those people that doesn't like this story or thinks it's stupid. I like it, and I'm into it. It's not an AEW show, so I won't get into it. But they have done less with Pentagon.
Yeah.
Than they have with it. Like, they haven't built and it's not like this isn't a company that doesn't do it, because they did it with like the first couple weeks of this season where he came in, he broke Mill's arm, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, and he could have been injured. It could have been, they're trying to build the other stuff up, but a lot of this other stuff is just,
man.
Yeah, he just got. You're right. He definitely did just get back. I mean, you could have just done a promo behind, like, you know what I mean. You could have just done a cinematic with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're right, because in the meat they're putting on the bones, like, who gives a shit about, I don't know, Sinestro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's.
Yeah.
We say an interesting choice.
When we say interesting choice, it means just the opposite.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the good word to describe it, but yeah, if it's pretty, we're not going to spoil it, but we're pretty not excited for the Pentagon, and we're huge fans of Pentagon, and I've completely turned around about Matanza. I like him. I know you still don't, and that's fine, because he has a bad finish for his character type.
Yeah,
but still not excited for it.
Yeah. That being said, we can grade it now. We can grade this episode, and I'm giving it a B+, actually. I really enjoyed all 3 matches on this card.
I'll give it a B. No plus or minus, just a B, because I did like it better in the previous episode, and not much more to say about it. I've said everything I can.
Oh, and I did forget to mention one thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Phoenix worked that main event very aggressive. Like, more aggressive than like I'd seen him in quite some time, probably since his Grave Consequences match from the first season.
No, he definitely gets changed.
Yes.
Over time. And I was just realizing this is the go home show, so it is. You are absolutely right. That's an odd choice not to have the person, and because I think the Pentagon match goes last, if I remember correctly. I don't know, or he may be second to last.
I won't say, but it's on the last episode.
Yeah, it's a co-main event at best. Yeah. I guess we could say that, and so it's a very interesting choice not to have that in here anywhere, but in the last 2 episodes, like, it's kind of like that's on. Imagine Kenny not doing anything for 2 weeks, and then having a match with someone.
Yeah, I get you, man. Yeah. Odd choice for sure, but hey, we've given out our grades. Greg gave it a B. I gave it a B+. I would say we enjoyed this episode. We do thank you for listening, and we want you to remember that if your opponent's girlfriend distracts a dumb official and you get hit with a belt, you may suffer grave consequences.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Kroger, we've got a huge selection of high-quality meats on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen prime-grade beef and our Simple Truth organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our private selection gourmet potatoes. Whew, had to say that doubly fast. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.